just been laughing at myself. It's 43 degrees outside. I just walked up a sandhill, a red sandhill, in this heat to see Salt Lake and take a video and experience it, but it was too hot up there. I'm just laughing at myself because I went to Curtin Springs and I was told that they were going to do some food there, but they didn't, and there was nobody there except the staff. People were pulling up to the toilet, like 2 people in the whole time I was there. So they weren't doing a Christmas meal, even though they kind of said they would when the information said to bring the other day. I thought it was not going to be possible. So I rock up there and go, well, I'm here now. Can I have a glass of wine? So, yeah. I've only had snacks. I wanted a bit of a meal and didn't get one. Unless I had a pie or something heated up in a microwave, and I don't have anything that's been in a microwave. And so it's 43 and a half now. It's 1 o'clock. I've only done 100 something Ks and I've got another like 200 to go. It's 13:13 Queensland time. There's my numerology kicking in again. I've got a lot of emotion coming up. I've had my head's too cold there by the air conditioning. Yeah, I've had tears of joy and gratitude and kind of sadness. I love Uluru. It's ready. It's time to leave. We've got a bit of a food shortage and not too much, but yeah, all the meals are really expensive and not very good there. It's not worth paying for food there. Didn't have a meal that I liked. Yeah, emotions. Yesterday evening I was at the waterhole. I never knew there was a waterhole on at Uluru, and there is. I know it's been a bit of rain lately, so it's pretty full. Apparently it's very deep, but I couldn't see where it was very deep. Damn, this iPhone doesn't do very good footage. You should be able to see what it's like out there while I'm driving. Unfortunately, it's not wide. Get a Samsung if you want a camera that's decent. Mine's full at the moment. The memory's a bit full. I'm going to post some things. So this is the ramblings of a crazy woman on Christmas Day. Actually so grateful to be here. So yeah, I was at the waterhole yesterday doing a meditation and overcome with emotion and just the feeling of being here and the energy, and I had tears in my eyes. I had a bit of a cry at first, and then when I did my meditation I had stopped crying but tears fell down my face. Just 1 or 2 times in both eyes. And normally if I cry I'm really crying a lot, and that was just, I was meditating, not crying. And after a while some ladies came in to the seat at the waterhole, and I knew one of them, or both of them were from the conference. I'd been meditating, calling in Max, my birth dad, who will have passed 50 years ago in March. That's a very long time. Anyway, so I called him in and I could feel him there. And he wanted to travel around Australia when he retired, but he died when he was 43, so that didn't happen. So I could feel him there and he was giving me messages. And it was really beautiful that I'm having this trip for him. And when I walked out with the ladies, one of them said that when they came in there was an eagle circling when they came in. And that was my dad. It's so beautiful to be able to connect with people now have the tear falling down my face. I shouldn't have wiped it away. It's just beautiful. Anyway, it's the strangest day. Before my second dad passed, Christmas, I think it was maybe 2021, I was going to have a family Christmas with his side of the family. Until 2020, I didn't accept him, and I always called him my mother's husband. And before he passed, I'd gotten to the stage of calling him Dad. And he loved that, and so did I. And it was daughter number 5 or something. 4, I don't know. Anyway. So, I didn't get to have the Christmas. I think it was 2021. Because I'm unvaccinated. My mother had to ring me a couple of weeks before, even though she just asked me to go for Christmas. My first bright orange van parked in the shade. Give me a glass of wine. Glass of wine and buffalo jerky. I don't even eat that stuff, but it's good. It's soy taste though. I don't eat soy. I don't like soy. Anyway. These are just some things that are going on while I'm driving. There's a long way to go, and it's strange being. Oh, there's heaps of people on tour buses and working, and yeah, but I feel a bit nostalgic, I guess, and I'm coming up to the turnoff. Funny, it says to slow down to 80, and I drive at 80. People are like, that's 4 hours. I go, no, how far is it? I need to know how many kilometers it is. This must be me. Larija Road. I don't know how to pronounce these things. Kings Canyon. So the guy that I chatted to briefly at Curtin Springs. It's repeating a song. I hate when that happens. I've got downloaded music. I have to change that. Anyway, isn't my brain interesting? So the guy at Curtin Springs said, in his opinion, Kings Canyon is the best thing, the best in the area, and then Katajuda, and then Uluru. But the energy of Uluru is very, very, very special, significant in the world and the ley lines, and I can feel that. Kings Canyon's really interesting too. Mount Connor's pretty amazing. So it's more trees along this road now that I'm heading back north again. Anyway, wow, it's only 13 minutes. I've covered a lot in 13 minutes. Who knows? If anyone wants to listen to this, why it started, why my video started was because the song came on and it said something about an iPod, and I realised I do live in, like, it's the 1970s. I do want to live, and I do want our world to be like that, so I'm going to tell people about what it was like. Because the government have crept too much into our lives, and there's so many compliances and rules. And for example, I wanted a national parks pass for the Northern Territory. I had to create an account with an address, with like opening a bank account almost. I just need a park pass, so it's a government department. What are they doing with that information? They don't need that. I need a park pass. There should just be a little office I can go into and buy a park pass. That's ridiculous. So, in the 1970s, we didn't have so many layers of government and bureaucracy and big business and that don't pay tax. We got paid cash. The government suddenly ends up getting our group certificates in like the, I don't know what decade that was. Group certificates were handwritten, and too many people were not doing what the government wanted and contributing their bit as a slave. So they tightened that, and it's all been so gradual. There's laws over laws over laws over laws over laws, and they bring in more and more and more and more and more. The government, how can they tell you what you can do on your own property? 150 years ago, you didn't even need well, you couldn't drive, but you didn't need a driver's license. You didn't need any of these licenses and rules and regulations, and that's where I'm cassette players and record players. We had a lot of record players. We used to record music off the radio on a cassette player. You had to wait for the ad to finish and press record so you could actually have a copy of your music without paying for it. So you could have a cassette tape with all of your favourite songs and didn't have to listen to the bullshit talk waffling on the radio guy and the ads. Floodway, there's another floodway. It quite amazes me when you're in the middle of the desert outback that floods. But it does occasionally have a really big rain. Because it doesn't rain often. It just all flows, doesn't it? Yeah, so in the 1970s we had a bank account. I don't even think we had it was a passport. We didn't even have a card for it, so we just dealt in cash. We had a driver's license, car registration, not much else. Now we have insurances like crazy. Most of them are unnecessary. So many boat licenses, food license if you're going to make food. You can't just have a small business because you've got to account to the government so that you pay everything that they feel that you should. Do you know when the Sydney Harbour Bridge was built? That's when tolls started. So so that was in the 30s, I think. So in the 1970s and 80s, probably 1980s when I started going there more often from Newcastle, you'd throw 20 cents into a little basket when you went through. They were saving money. They were doing that so that the people paid for the bridge. Since then, now every new road they do that. But if you knew how much money each of them produce, and there's more and 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 more tolls everywhere you go, it costs a caravan $100 roughly just to drive through Sydney. That's why I won't be going through there. I'll go around it. So that money, tolls are now managed by a private company. So the money doesn't go into the government coffers anymore. It goes to a private company, and they don't pay very much tax, and they earn billions of dollars a year. That's just one example. What if we all just stopped paying our tolls? Take down our beaver thingies and not pay. There's a man in Sydney who's gone to court over and over and over again, and he doesn't pay tolls because it's illegal actually to be charged tolls. And that's just one example. But that has been sold off to a private company who's based overseas and pays bugger all tax, 0.2% tax or something like that. Like all the big corporations that are trying to take over our country. Follow Punter's Politics, he does his research. Conrad's an awesome Newcastle guy. Are Aussies that dumb? Well, yes they are. Some of them just don't know what's going on with big business. I see it all the time on the road. Shops that will never reopen. Cafes that won't reopen. The biggest cafe in Brunswick Heads is closed. It's been there for 18 years. No one else can afford to go in that space. They had good food driving rain. And I've got to change music because we've got timber again, Pitbull's timber again, and I've had that before. So I've downloaded some music because there's no reception out here. And this was road trip bangers or something. And it's someone's idea of bangers is not my idea of bangers. Anyway, it's beautiful blue sky.